The snowstorm was thick, wild, and endless. Cold winds screamed across the open white fields of planet Varel. Nothing moved, nothing lived in such harsh silence except her. A tiny figure stumbled across the icy ground. Her name was Lar. She was an alien girl, no more than 13 cycles old. Her skin was soft lavender, now turning pale blue from the cold. Her feet were bare, her dress was torn. Snowflakes clung to her white hair as if the storm itself wanted to freeze her soul. Her lips trembled, her small hands shook as she hugged herself tightly. She was lost, alone, left behind. Her people had told her to wait. "We'll come back for you," her uncle had promised before flying away with the others. But hours passed, then a day, and now she knew they had lied. They had abandoned her. She had asked too many questions. She had a strange birthmark on her neck that made the others whisper. They always looked at her like she didn't belong. Lar fell to her knees. The snow was too deep now. Her legs had stopped moving. She tried to get up again, but her strength was gone. The world around her faded into white silence. Her breath became slower. She closed her eyes. Is this how it ends? She wondered. But then a sound broke the silence, a deep humming. No, an engine. Lar opened her eyes slightly. A glowing light cut through the snowstorm. It moved fast. The light turned red, then white, then blue. It was a machine, no, a vehicle. Strange and bulky, its wheels were thick and high, made to cut through snow. It screeched to a stop a few meters away from her. Doors flew open. Tall figures jumped out, wearing thick suits with glowing symbols. One of them bent down beside her. It was a human. He had a short brown beard and tired green eyes. His voice was deep and filled with worry. "She's still breathing," he shouted to the others. "Get the blanket, quick." Lar tried to move, but her body didn't obey. She could barely keep her eyes open. She felt strong hands wrap her in a warm blanket. Another person placed a soft mask on her face, and warm air filled her lungs. "She's freezing to death," the human medic said. "We need to get her inside now." "Who is she?" another asked. "No ID. She's not one of ours." "Alien? Yeah, but young. Maybe a kid. We can't leave her here." Lar couldn't speak. Her vision was fading again, but before darkness came, she felt it warmed. Real warmth, for the first time in days. The medic carried her inside the ambulance. He placed her on a soft bed. The ceiling above her glowed gently. Strange machines beeped around her. A warm light hovered above, pushing the cold from her bones. One of the nurses removed her frozen shoes. She was barefoot. The nurse gasped. "Her feet are frostbitten. Look at the skin." "Don't worry, little one," the medic whispered to her. "You're safe now." Lar looked at him weakly. "Who are you?" she asked in a whisper. The man smiled gently. "My name is Dr. Leo West. I'm here to help." She blinked. His voice didn't sound like her people's, but it wasn't cruel. It wasn't harsh. It was kind. "Why help me?" she whispered again. "Doctor." West looked at her and replied, "Because no one deserves to die alone in the snow." Her heart, though weak, felt something, a small warmth, not from the machines, but from his words. And then her body gave in. She passed out. Outside, the snowstorm howled louder. The ambulance drove away, leaving behind only deep tire tracks in the ice. Unknown to them, a small drone high above recorded everything. It sent a signal to someone far away. A voice answered, sharp and cold. "She's been found." Lar woke to a strange feeling. She was warm. For a moment, she thought it was a dream, but when she opened her eyes, she saw bright lights above her. A soft humming filled the air. She was lying on a soft bed inside a small white room with round corners and machines blinking quietly beside her. She tried to sit up. Her body hurt. Her fingers and toes stung, but they were wrapped gently in clean cloth. A sweet, warm smell floated from a steaming mug beside her bed. Just then, the door opened with a soft hiss. The human came in. It was the same one who pulled her from the snow. He wasn't wearing the thick, cold suit now. Instead, he had on simple white clothes and a coat with a red cross. His beard was neatly trimmed, and his green eyes looked tired but kind. "You're awake," he said with a small smile. "That's a good sign." Lar sat up slowly, pulling the blanket closer. She didn't know if she could trust him, but her body was too weak to run, even if she wanted to. "Where am I?" she asked, her voice soft and cracked. "You're at Base Camp Theta, a small human outpost for medical emergencies," the man said, walking toward her with a tablet. "I'm Dr. Leo West. team leader here. You were nearly dead when we found you. Why did you help me? She asked, watching him carefully. Doctor. West tapped on the screen, checking her scans. Because that's what we do. We help people, no matter the species. She blinked. Even if I'm alien? He nodded. Especially then. There was silence for a moment. Only the quiet beeping of machines filled the air. Then Lar looked down at her hands. No one ever helped me before, she whispered. My own people left me in the snow. Doctor. West looked up. His expression changed. Why would they do that? She hesitated. Her fingers curled into the blanket. They were afraid of me. I have something inside me, something they don't like. She pulled the collar of her gown aside, showing him a glowing birthmark on her shoulder. It was shaped like a starburst, faint but bright under her skin. Dr. West leaned in and frowned. That's not a mark I've seen before. He gently scanned it with a handheld device. The screen blinked. His eyes widened. What does it mean? She asked, nervous. He didn't answer right away. Instead, he stood up and turned away, whispering into a communicator. Send this data to the lab, quietly, level to clearance. Then he turned back to Lar. It's nothing to worry about for now, he said calmly, but I do think there's more to your biology than meets the eye. Lar didn't know whether to be scared or relieved. She looked at the steaming cup beside her bed. What's that? Hot cocoa. He smiled. A human comfort drink. Try it. She took a small sip. Her eyes widened. It was the warmest, sweetest thing she had ever tasted. Tears filled her eyes, but not from sadness. For the first time in her life, someone was being kind. Just then, an alarm blared across the base. Red lights flashed in the hall. Doctor. West jumped to his feet. A voice came through the intercom. Unknown aircraft approaching. Shields raised. All units report to stations. He turned to Lar. Stay here. Don't open the door unless it's me. She nodded, fear rising in her chest. Outside, soldiers rushed through the hall. Drones activated. The medical base turned into a fortress within seconds. Dr. West ran to the command center. On the screen, a small alien ship hovered just outside the storm barrier. They're not sending any codes, the tech officer said. No ID, no response. Doctor. West narrowed his eyes. He'd seen that design before from Laura's species. They're looking for her, he said quietly. Back in the room, Lar watched the door, heart pounding. She had just started to feel safe, but now danger was coming again. And this time, she wasn't sure if the humans could protect her. The medical base shook with a low rumble. Lar clutched the blanket tightly, her eyes fixed on the door. Her breath was shallow. The red lights above her blinked slowly, warning of danger. Outside, she could feel it in her bones. They had come for her. Outside the room, human voices barked orders. Metal boots pounded on the floors. Security drones flew down the hallways, scanning with red beams. From the window, snow still fell, but now it looked darker, as if the sky itself was warning them. Then boom. A small explosion rocked the outer wall of the base. The lights flickered. Lar let out a small gasp and jumped off the bed, her feet hitting the cold floor. The door slid open. Dr. West stood there, his coat dusted with snow, his face tense. He had a plasma pistol in one hand and a med scanner in the other. We don't have much time, he said. They're trying to breach the west entrance. Who are they? She asked, her voice shaking. Your people, he said honestly. But they're not here to rescue you. Lar looked down. I know, Doctor. West stepped in and knelt beside her. Why would they attack a human medical base? What are they so afraid of? Lar touched the glowing mark on her neck. Because of this. They say it's cursed. But I think it's power. I think I'm different. Doctor. West narrowed his eyes. Different how? She looked up at him. I don't get sick. My wounds heal fast. I once fell from a cliff, broke my leg, and it fixed itself in 3 days. His mind raced. You're a natural healer. That's incredibly rare and dangerous if someone wanted to use you for science or war. Another boom shook the hallway. Dr. West stood up. I won't let them take you. But I'm not your problem, Lar said sadly. He looked her in the eye. You were a problem the moment I found you in the snow. Now you're under my care. That makes you my responsibility. Suddenly, a voice crackled on the speaker. Dr. West. This is Commander Blake. We've got unauthorized boarding in the medbay tunnel. We need evacuation. Repeat, prepare for evac. West grabbed a small cum from his pocket. Blake. I've got the alien girl. Heading to evac pod 2. Negative, the commander replied. Evac pod 2 is gone blown out. Take the south lift. We'll cover your exit, doctor. West's jaw tightened. He turned to Lar. Come on, you're walking with me now. Lar nodded. She grabbed the coat he gave her earlier and followed him into the hallway. The corridor was filled with smoke and flashing lights. Soldiers were shouting. Fires were being put out by wall foam, and injured humans were being carried out on stretchers. One man had blood on his forehead but still gave Dr. West a thumbs up. You saved me last week, the soldier said. Now get her out. As they rushed forward, Lar looked at the destruction around her. This wasn't just about her anymore. People were getting hurt because of her, and yet, none of them blamed her. They helped her. That made her chest tighten in a way she couldn't explain. They reached the south lift. The door slid open, but just before they could step in, a loud thud echoed behind them. A tall alien warrior in dark silver armor stepped through the hallway smoke, holding a plasma blade. His eyes glowed red. His voice was cold. Hand over the girl, doctor. West stepped in front of Lar. She's under human protection. The warrior raised his weapon. That ends now. West fired his pistol. The plasma shot hit the warrior's shoulder, making him stumble. Lar screamed, and Dr. West pushed her into the lift. He jumped in after her and slammed the control panel. The doors closed just as more alien warriors appeared behind them. The lift dropped fast, heading deep into the mountain tunnels below the base. Breathing hard, West looked at Lar. You all right? She nodded. Why do you keep helping me? He answered without hesitation. Because no one should be hunted for being born different. She looked at him, really looked at him, and saw something new. Not just a rescuer, not just a doctor, but someone who had already risked everything for her. The lift doors opened with a soft hiss. Below the mountain base, the hidden lab was cold, quiet, and dimly lit. It was once used for deep scan experiments, but now it had become a hiding place. Dr. West led Lar into the room. He checked the hallway once more, then sealed the doors. With a manual lock, we're safe for now, he said. Lar sat on a padded bench near the main console. Her body still ached, and her heart beat fast from fear, but inside, something strange stirred. She trusted him. West moved fast, pulling open drawers and activating machines. A small drone floated down from the ceiling, scanning the room. Another hovered over Lar, scanning her quietly from head to toe. Stay still, he said. I need to know what they're after. Lar looked at him, worried. What are you doing? Something I should have done earlier. He inserted the scanner results into the main terminal. Code flickered on the screen. Then a deep red alert appeared. Genetic anomaly detected. West leaned closer, confused. This mark on your skin, we read it's not natural. It's bonded with your DNA like it's part of your body's code. Lar stared at the screen. What does that mean? West's face turned serious. It means you're not just rare. You're impossible. He pulled up a 3D image of her DNA. It shimmered with strange patterns, twisting and glowing like it was alive. Your cells regenerate at a speed 50 times faster than any known species. You could recover from wounds in minutes. Diseases might not even touch you. But there's more. He pointed at a glowing section on the screen. This strand doesn't belong to your species. It's human. Laura's eyes widened. What? You carry a small piece of human DNA, he said softly. Not by accident. This was placed, grown, engineered. She stood up slowly. But I've never seen humans before. I was born on Varel. My mother said I came early, that I was sick when I was born. Wes nodded. That's probably when it happened. You weren't sick. You were created. Silence filled the lab. Lar looked at her hands. So I'm not real? West walked over and knelt beside her. You are real. You're more real than most. You survived when no one else would have. That's not fake. That's strength. She blinked back tears. But why would someone mix human and alien blood? He stood and crossed his arms. There were rumors years ago, secret trials, genetic blending between races. Illegal, dangerous, banned by most galactic systems. Maybe your mother was part of it. Maybe she ran when she found out. That's why your people feared you. They weren't scared of a child. They were scared of what you might become. Another scan beeped. West read it and froze. His voice dropped. You're not just a hybrid. Your body produces regenerative compounds, medicines naturally. Your blood could heal millions. It could rebuild damaged organs, cure diseases, stop aging. Lar backed away. So I'm a weapon? No, West said firmly. You're a miracle. But to the wrong people, yes, they'd see you as a tool. Something to own. He turned to the screen again. Which means we don't have much time. Laura's voice was small. They'll never stop coming, will they? No, he admitted. But we're not going to run anymore. We're going to expose the truth. He transferred the data into a black drive and handed it to her. This holds your entire genetic file, proof of what you are and what was done to you. If something happens to me, you take this and go to the Human Alliance station in orbit. Ask for General Harlan. He'll know what to do. She held the device tightly. But what if they catch us first? Dr. West looked her in the eyes. Then I'll die protecting you. But I won't let them use you. The power suddenly flickered. A voice echoed from the hallway, robotic and sharp. You are surrounded. Exit the room and surrender the girl. This is your final warning. West raised his blaster. Looks like they found us. Lar looked at him, trembling. Then something changed in her eyes. She stepped forward, lifted her hand, and a strange glow sparked from her skin. What are you doing? West asked. Laura's voice was calm now. I'm done running. The metal door shook from the force of an explosion. Flames and smoke filled the hallway outside. Sirens screamed. The red emergency lights blinked like warning eyes. Inside the lab, Lar stood tall, her small frame glowing softly with a strange inner light. Her eyes didn't show fear now, only focus. Doctor. West moved beside her, tightening the grip on his blaster. We need to move now. They'll blast through in seconds. Lar held the black data drive tightly against her chest. It felt heavier now, not just a file, but her truth, her identity, her right to exist. West activated the hidden tunnel door behind one of the lab walls. A secret panel slid open with a hiss, revealing a narrow steel hallway. This leads to the snowcrawler garage, he said quickly. It's our last chance to escape the base. They ran. Behind them, alien voices echoed through the lab, speaking in a sharp dialect that Lar understood but didn't want to hear. Take the girl alive. Kill the human. The tunnel was cold and dark. The lights flickered as systems failed one by one. The deeper they went, the more Ra's legs began to shake, not from fear, but from the heat building inside her. She turned to West. I feel strange. Like something inside me is waking up. He nodded. Your powers. They're responding to danger. It's not just healing anymore, is it? No, she whispered. It's something more. They reached the garage. 3 snowcrawlers stood in the docking bay, large, tracked vehicles made to survive ice storms. One was already running, its engine humming. Low. West jumped into the cockpit. Get in? Lar climbed in beside him. The doors opened slowly. Snow blasted in. The wind was brutal, white and blinding. It was almost impossible to see more than 10 steps ahead. Visibility is 0, West muttered. We'll have to trust the nav system and pray. The crawler moved forward, crushing snow under its heavy tracks. The storm swallowed them immediately, turning everything outside into a swirling wall of white. Inside the crawler, the dashboard lit up with warnings. Unknown craft in pursuit, the system announced. Lar looked through the rear camera. A small alien chaser ship appeared behind them, low, fast, and built to kill. They're gaining, she cried. West pushed the throttle. Hold on. The crawler roared over the frozen hills. Ice cracked beneath them. Gusts of snow slammed into the windshield. But the alien ship kept coming, launching a plasma shot that missed them by inches. Then something unexpected happened. The nav system shut down. Navigation offline. Obstruction detected. West looked ahead and saw it, a massive ice fissure stretching across the entire valley. We can't stop now, he said through gritted teeth. Brace yourself. He hit the manual controls and drove the crawler full speed toward the edge. Lars screamed. The crawler launched off the cliff, flying for a terrifying second, then crash. It landed hard on the lower ice shelf, throwing snow in every direction. The crawler skidded but didn't roll. Somehow it held. Both of them sat in silence for a moment, breathing fast. You still alive? West asked. Lar laughed breathlessly. I think so. But the danger wasn't over. The alien chaser ship hovered above the edge, scanning. West reached under his seat, pulled out a small rocket launcher, and aimed through the roof. Hatch. Get ready, he said. He fired. The shot hit the ship's engine. The chaser burst into flames and spun out of control, disappearing behind a mountain ridge. Lar stared in awe. That was incredible. West grinned. Basic human survival skills. Suddenly, Lar winced. Her hands were glowing again, brighter than before. The light pulsed with power. Her body was reacting to something. My blood, she said. It's changing faster. Wes scanned her with a portable med tool. The results made him stop cold. Your cells are adapting to the cold. Your body's using the snowstorm to evolve. Lar looked at him. Am I becoming a weapon? He shook his head. No, you're becoming free. The crawler kept moving through the blizzard. Its lights barely visible in the storm. They had survived for now, but the snow was not done with them, and neither were those who wanted her back. The snow crawler finally stopped. The storm had calmed a little, and the pale sun now peeked through thick gray clouds. In the distance, tall mountains stood like frozen guardians. Dr. West parked the crawler near a broken structure, an old weather station from before the war. Inside, it was dark and quiet. Dust covered everything, but the building was stable. He guided Lauren and helped her sit near a heat lamp. Her body still glowed faintly, and her skin shimmered with energy, but she looked tired. West checked the entrance, locked it, then placed motion sensors along the walls. Lar sat with her knees pulled to her chest. She looked down at her glowing hands. They won't stop, will they? She whispered. West turned to her. No, not until they get what they want. She looked up, her eyes wide. Then maybe I should give myself up. If they want me, maybe others will. Be safe. West shook his head. No, you don't understand what you are. She frowned. Then tell me. He sat beside her. You're living proof that something the galaxy tried to bury survived. You're not just one girl. You're a message. Suddenly, the motion sensor beeped. Something was approaching. West stood, weapon ready. Outside, footsteps crunched in the snow, heavy ones. Then the voice came, deep, familiar, and cold. Lar of the Stormborn, come out. Your blood is cursed. You must face judgment. Lar froze. I know that voice, she said softly. The door burst open with a sharp blast. Snow poured in, and with it, her clan. Tall armored aliens entered, their weapons glowing. At their front stood Elder Morik, her mother's brother. He had raised her once. Now his face showed no warmth, only disgust. You should not be alive, he said, stepping forward. We left you as the law required. Nature was supposed to decide your fate. She didn't die, West said, raising his weapon. Nature chose life. You interfere in matters that do not concern you, human, Morik growled. West didn't move. This girl saved more lives in 1 week than your warriors did in 10 wars. Lar stood, her voice steady. Uncle, why did you really leave me? Was it fear or shame? Morik didn't answer. Another clan warrior stepped forward, a female with gold tattoos. She carries forbidden genes, the woman said. Spliced human. She is not pure. Lar looked at them all, heart pounding. I never asked for this, she said, but it's mine now. My blood, my body, my life. One of the warriors raised his weapon, but West stepped between them and Lar. You'll have to go through me, Morik nodded. As you wish. Blades were drawn. The room filled with tension. Then an unexpected voice spoke. She is still kin, said the tattooed woman. Everyone turned to her. She carries the blood of my sister. We left her once, and she lived. Perhaps the gods speak through survival. Morik growled. You question the code? I question silence, she replied, and I see fire in her eyes. A pause. Then another warrior lowered his weapon, and another. Morik clenched his jaw. Fools. Lar stepped forward. I don't want your throne. I don't want revenge. I just want to live. I want to use this gift to heal. Silence followed her words. Then Morik turned and walked out into the snow without another word. The others followed, all except the tattooed woman. She gave Lar a respectful nod. You were born in the storm, she said, but now you ride it. Then she too vanished into the white wind. Lar stood still, trying to breathe. West walked to her side. You did that, he said, without weapons, just words. She looked at him. I didn't want to fight. I just wanted to be heard. He smiled. Well, I think the galaxy just started listening. The storm outside had passed. The sky over planet Varel was now soft blue, with golden light spilling over the snowy mountains. For the first time in many days, peace had returned, but it was a strange, quiet peace, like the calm after a storm that changed everything. Inside the weather station, Lars stood at the window, watching the wind gently play with the falling snow. She was wrapped in a thick human jacket. Her hands no longer glowed wildly. Her body was calm, now balanced. Dr. West sat nearby, repairing a damaged medical drone with steady hands. Lar turned to him. They left. West nodded. Yes, because they Finally saw who you are. She walked over, sat across from him, and placed the black dated drive on the table. I want to give this to the humans, she said. Not to be used, but to be studied. To understand how to help others like me. West raised his eyebrows. You're ready for that? She smiled gently. I'm not afraid anymore. He reached over and placed his hand over hers. Then you're stronger than most leaders I've ever known. A soft beep came from the crawler outside. Wes stood and checked his cum. That's the signal. Our ride's almost here. A ship? Lar asked. Yes. Human Alliance sent a team once I uploaded part of your data. They're coming to take us off-world, to a safer place. Lar looked around the broken weather station. I'll miss this place. It was ugly, cold, but it's where I felt alive for the first time. He smiled. It was your rebirth. She looked down. Do you think others like me exist? Wes nodded. Maybe. And if they're out there, you'll help them find their way. Just then, the rumble of engines echoed in the sky. A sleek silver starship cut through the clouds, slowing over the mountains and gently landing on a nearby ice platform. Laura's eyes lit up. That's real. Wes chuckled. Very real. And they brought cookies. Trust me. As they walked toward the ship, Lar glanced back one last time. The snow behind her was still marked with her footprints, a trail of struggle, survival, and something more, hope. The ship's doors opened. A tall human woman stepped out, dressed in Alliance gear. She smiled at Lar and extended her hand. You must be the miracle girl, she said warmly. Lar took her hand, hesitating just a second. I'm just Lar. No, Wes said, stepping beside her. You're not just anything. Lar smiled. As they boarded the ship, the engines roared gently. The starship lifted into the sky, rising over the white mountains, leaving behind the world that once tried to bury her. But in her heart burned something stronger than fear or pain, a fire that would never go out again.